In this video, we are going to see the structure of atmosphere and basic concepts of air pollution. So, in the unit 1 of air pollution, we are going to see the topics of structure, definition, scopes of air pollution, sources and other classification and their effects on humans, plants, animals, properties and the ambient air quality and emission standards. So, these are all the structure of atmosphere. So, the first layer is the troposphere, then stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and exosphere. So, the layer which is nearest to the earth is the troposphere that extends from the earth's surface to about 10 to 12 kilometers. So, these are all the structures starting from the troposphere to exosphere. So, the distances are mentioned here. So, based on the temperature and the height, so these layers are plotted like this. So, after to the troposphere, here is the stratosphere, that is the next layer which is characteristic by the increasing temperature. So, above the stratosphere, we are having the mesosphere and thermosphere, where the temperature decreases with altitude of to minus 110 degrees Celsius at the top. So, air pollution. So, this air pollution is basically the presence of foreign substances in the air. So, it means the outdoor atmosphere presence of some particles with one or more contaminants such as dust, fumes, gas, mist, etc. So, that causes damage to the life and property of humans, plants and animals. So, it is mainly caused by the rapid industrialization and also the release of poisonous gases like carbon monoxide by automobiles. So, this air pollution can be identified by three methods basically, that is sensory recognition, physical measurement of pollution, effects of plants, animals and buildings. So, in the sensory recognition, we are having sensing with the strong or unusual odors, reduction in visibility, eye irritation, acid taste and feel of grit underfoot. So, based on the physical measurement also, it provides some indications with some airborne toxic substances on the presence of radioactive matter through the senses. So, the effects of airplanes and animals and buildings also, we can measure the effect of air pollution through some diseases of animals and plants. So, this classification of pollutants is described with primary and secondary pollutants. So, it is classified as natural contaminants, aerosols, gases and vapors. So, these are all the gases like carbon monoxide, ozone gases, aldehydes, organic vapors, radioactive gases, which are all giving importance for the air pollution, for the measurement of this air pollutants crossing overall the surfaces. So, when we are coming to the primary and secondary air pollutants, these primary pollutants are carbon monoxide, oxides of nitrogen, oxides of sulfur and hydrocarbons, radioactive substances. So, the secondary air pollutants are those which are produced in the air by the interaction among two or more primary pollutants or by the reaction with the normal atmospheric constituents with and without photoactivations. So, primary pollutants are this carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, which are all the causes for this primary pollution. And for secondary pollutants, it's mixed with some oxides like the sulfur dioxide, mostly sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide like that. So, according to the state of matter, which is classified as gaseous pollutants, particulate pollutants. So, these are all the sources of air pollution, that is volcanoes, solvent use, automobiles, pesticides, soil erosion, forest fires, household fires, construction activity and industry, which are all the main sources of this air pollution. So this forest fires emission includes some particulate matters, carbon monoxide, atmospheric mercury, ozone forming chemicals, volatile organic compounds. So this volcanic eruption released massive quantities of solid pollutants and gas. It released greatest potential hazards like sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide and hydrogen fluoride. Mostly this volcanoes release sulfur gases. So solvent use and household fires also responsible for this. So when coming back to the industry sites, it forms a major sources in the polluting air because of the utilization of enormous amount of energy and partly due to the handling of diverse kinds of materials. So pesticides are the chemical substances used on the agricultural land and also in private gardens. So this construction activities also contribute to the air pollution, include land clearing, demolition, burning and working with toxic materials. So when we see the causes of air pollution, so the particulate matters, poisonous gases, combustion of fossil fuels, pollution from air conditioners, dust and dirt, household pollution, so pollution from natural events, deforestation process, pollution from factories, which are all forms this major cause. So as a result of this air pollution, mainly there are two things. That is, first one is depletion of ozone layer and global warming. So it happens due to the increased emission of chlorofluorocarbons that leads to the depletion of ozone layer, which in turn is causing global warming. So second one is acid rain. It's a result of air pollution. So this pollutants like sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide react with the water molecules in the atmosphere to generate the highly harmful rain called acid rain. So these are all the health effects of the air pollution. So short term and long term effects. Short term effects are cold, cough, wheezing, shortness of breath, exacerbation. Long term effects are respiratory conditions, lung cancer, stroke. So when we see the effects of radioactive fallout, so this in somatic damage, the exposed individual is affected as a result of this radioactive fallout, while in genetic damage, the future generation becomes the victims. So it causes cancer, shortening of lifespan, genetic effects or mutation. So when we are looking into the effects of air pollution on animals, it generally developed as a corollary to the concern about its influence on the human health. So in case of the farm animals, so this accumulation of airborne contaminant in the vegetation and forage happens, and also the subsequent poisoning of the animals when they eat contaminated vegetation. So these are all the effects of air pollution on plants, which results in chlorotic bleaching of leaves, necrosis in intervenial areas and skeletonized leaves, necrosis at leaf tip, suppressed growth, leaf bleaching, bronzing of lower leaf surface, suppressed growth. On materials, it leads to the widespread effects of physical structures by the way of corrosion of metallic surface, soiling and erosion of buildings, historical monuments, and damage to the surface coatings. So the most common air pollutants responsible for this damage includes acid mist, sulfur dioxide. So each and every compounds have some effects on this air pollution. So on the effects of environment, when we see this nitrogen and sulfur dioxide reacts with water and gives some acid concentration in a high level. So this ambient air quality and emission standards, it's controlled by the main functions of the Central Pollution Control Board, and to advise the central government on any matter concerning the improvement of the quality and the prevention, control and abatement of air pollution. So mainly our government is planning to avoid this air pollution and giving guidance to the State Pollution Control Board and to collect the compile and publish technical and statistical data related to air pollution.